Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are live for week 5 of the UFL already. Showboats and Stallions tonight. The game started a couple minutes ago. We were about 50 seconds in. Showboats with the ball. Gotta get this correct up here. I'm on a little bit later than I want it to be. So sorry about that. Showboats with a 3rd and 10 right here. Win off play action. Win gonna roll to his left. Win on the run. Is gonna launch one way downfield. And that is incomplete. Jonathan Adams, the intended target, and it falls incomplete. Brings up 4th down, and the Stallions force a punt. But Dresser Wynn is the Showboats' new quarterback, making his first ever pro start. A former UT Martin quarterback gets the start here for the struggling Showboats, looking for a spark. They're 0-4. And the Stallions can get the ball. They force a punt. So the Showboats force 2 punted away. And the punt here is going to bounce to Amari Rogers at the 30. And Rogers will return it to the 38 before he's taken down. So a very short possession to start the game for the Showboats. A quick 3 and out. And here is Case Cookus onto the field for the Stallions. Making his first start for the Stallions. He's actually their 3rd string quarterback. But after the injuries to Alex Magoo and Matt Corral, Case Cookus is the quarterback here for the Stallions. Off play action, Cookus gonna go deep right away. Cookus overthrew everybody by a lot, and it's incomplete. But this is a Stallions offense. They haven't been the best so far this season. Haven't been terrible. Second and 10 after the first down incompletion. Cookus and shotgun. They'll go to the ground. Here is Ricky Person. He's going nowhere. Person forced backwards. Looks like forward progress will get him back to the line of scrimmage. Former Ohio State linebacker Steele Chambers with the tackle, maybe tackle for loss, depending on what they mark it as. And just like that, it's 3rd and long here for the Stallions. Chambers 2nd in the UFL, 37 tackles. They are to mark this a loss of a yard, so it's 3rd and 11. Cookus looks to throw, has time. Cookus floats one downfield that is off the hand of Sternberger and incomplete. That was right there for a big play. Just floated a little too far, and it's incomplete. So both teams will go 3 and out on their first possession. It's Sternberger matched up against Steele Chambers in coverage, and Sternberger's open, but Cookus just misses him just barely. So the Stallions punted away. Isaiah Henney had a big return last week for the Showboats. Fields it from the 14. Although he doesn't have much space here, he's taken down at the 17-yard line. Good punt, 3 in the return, and the Showboats have been backed up fairly deep to start this game, or for their second possession. So the teams trade 3 and outs. 11:22 to go in the first quarter. Game's still scoreless, obviously. But both teams with new quarterbacks. Dresser Wynn starting for the Showboats. He's 0-2. Case Cookus is also 0-2. Both teams. Where Cookus starting because of injury. Wynn starting because of. That's what the way the Showboats want it to go. Dresser Wynn, a former UT Martin quarterback, where I don't really think he was great. I looked at his stats before, but I mean, I no idea who Dresser Wynn was until he's on the Showboats roster. But he's making his first ever professional start, so definitely a lot of potential for the Showboats. Dresser Wynn at UT Martin. His best year was his last year, his senior season. He started 11 games, went 7-4, completed 61% of his passes for 2,928 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. And it doesn't really seem like he was ever much of a runner. His best year on the ground was 120 yards. And he spent time at the Rams twice. He's also been with the Edmonton Elks of the CFL. And now he's with the Showboats. Here's his first professional start. But so far, results in the poll, everyone has actually said the Showboats will win. Be sure to vote there. I also just realized never changed the ball marker. I switched to this tab, thinking I had to do something, just to forget to change the ball marker. So the Showboats get the ball back. Will Johnson finally goes in the NFL draft. He goes to the Cardinals at 47. Here's Wynn to throw off the hand of his receiver and incomplete. Jonathan Adams the target. If there's big news with the NFL draft, I'll update you guys, but mainly gonna focus on this game, but if there's something big, I'll talk about it. Like if Shedeur Sanders ever gets drafted. Or something like that, but otherwise I'm not gonna be too focused on that. I do have a draft video coming out, grading every first round pick. I gotta record that, so that'll probably be out tomorrow morning. Here's a handoff left side. I believe this is Cabote. He takes a big hit. He's gonna gain 5. Actually, that was Jalen Jackson for a gain of 5. So Dresser Wynn was a quarterback / punter at UT Martin. In 2021, he led them to their first ever FCS playoff win in school history, and he's spent time on the Rams practice squad. 3rd and 5, Wynn in shotgun back to his left. Wynn looks to throw on 3rd down. Pressured, Wynn launches deep down the sideline. Got a man! Wide open! It's caught! Down the sideline! That is going to be a touchdown for the Showboats! What a first completion for Dresser Wynn! D. Anderson makes the big touchdown catch, and the Showboats are on the board first. Wow! Dresser Wynn, what a first completion! A big play touchdown, 78 yards, and the Showboats take the lead. Wow. Dresser Wynn, we've seen him throw it deep a couple of times so far today. But a big play there. D. Anderson just gets behind the defense. It's underthrown by Wynn. Anderson's got to slow up to catch it. But he's able to catch it, stay on his feet, break free. And a touchdown for the Showboats. Showboats going to go for 2 here. Wynn in shotgun. A look to throw. Wynn throwing back, shoulder that is broken up. We got a flag though. 2 of them. 2 flags come in. Ice him in coverage for the Stallions. So that's going to move the 2-point try closer. So it's pass interference on the 2-point conversion. The ball will now be on the 1-yard line for the 2-point try. The 78-yard play is the longest scrimmage play from the UFL this season. So make it a 2-point attempt from the 1-yard line. Win. Hands off. Jackson got it. 2-point conversion's good. And the Showboats are up 8-0. What a throw and catch. Dresser win to D. Anderson. And the Showboats up 8-0 on the Stallions. But a big play for Dresser win, his first ever professional completion, I'm pretty sure. It is a touchdown. 78 yards and a touchdown to D. Anderson. What a play. Showboats take the lead 8-0. They've already almost matched their point total from last week, where they only scored 9. What a start for Dresser win. And now let's see how the Stallions respond. Hold on 1 second. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. Showboats got off to a pretty good start. They forced the Stallions 3 and out. And now they got a 8-0 lead. It's the first touchdown pass for Dresser win in 889 days. That's quite a long time. So the kick can be returned here for the Stallions. Amari Rogers crosses the 20-yard line, flips the tackle, breaks another tackle. Rogers still going. Across the 30, Rogers still going to the 40-yard line. Big return for Amari Rogers. Sets the Stallions up with great field position. So the Showboats up 8-0. Stallions get the ball for their second possession. First and 10 from the 40. Cookus hands off. Here's Marable bounce the outside, and CJ Marable going to gain about 4 before he's wrapped up. So 2nd and 6 here for the Stallions. Cookus in shotgun back to his right from their own 44. Cookus pump fakes. Cookus now checks down here to CJ Marable, who's tripped up. Ball comes out. They're going to roll him down first. Marable gains 2 on the check down. And it will be 3rd and about 4 here for the Stallions. 9:05 to go in the first quarter. They're actually going to mark it 3rd and 3. That was the first completion of the day for Case Cookus. Go empty the backfield here. Cookus looks to throw. Has time. Cookus rolls to his left. Cookus throws one downfield out of bounds. Incomplete. Looks like he wanted to run, but that lane closed very quickly. And it's going to be back-to-back 3-and-outs here for the Stallions. So the Stallions will punt it away again. Back-to-back 3-and-outs to start this game. It's a 4th and 3. 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Alright, they had to fix the clock problem. But 4th and 3, Stallions going to punt. Isaiah Henney back deep to receive. He's always a dangerous returner. Nearly took one all the way last week. The punt is away for the Stallions. Henney is going to let this go over his head and bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Dresser win and the Showboats offense back onto the field. A 78-yard touchdown, their last drive. And the Showboats up 8-0. The punt is touchback, so I believe that would be the 25. I can't remember the rule in the UFL. I think it's 25. It might be 30. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. Showboats get the ball back. Defense got off to a good start, forcing back-to-back 3-and-outs. I'm gonna go with tissue. Alright, I'm back. So the ball is on the 25 for the Showboats. Win. Hands off. for not much. Maybe a yard if they're feeling generous. Deneric Prince goes nowhere. This is a really good Stallion defensive front, arguably the best in the UFL. It'll be very tough to run the ball against them. Lots of early movement here from both sides. Let's see who this is going against. They're going to say it's a defensive penalty. Neutral zone infraction or offsides against the defense. That's interesting. Bradley Ane jumps off sides. Stallions averaging 8.5 penalties per game, third most in the UFL. I feel that's kind of uncharacteristic for him. Skip Holtz team's usually very disciplined. Second and 5. Win. Hands off. Here's Prince. Left side. Breaks through. Deneric Prince into the open field. Prince taken down at the 47-yard line. Nice run for Deneric Prince. And a first down for the Showboats. They've gotten off to a really nice start in this game. From the 47, Win off play action, throwing outside. That is caught by D. Anderson for a gain of 3. Anderson had the 78-yard touchdown, and he now has both of the completions for Dresser Win. So 2nd and 7. Win in shotgun, back to his left from midfield. Win looks to throw over the middle. That is caught. Breaks the tackle here. I'm not sure who this is. Bouncing off defenders down to the 35-yard line. And a nice catch and run for number 85. That's Isaiah Washington. Makes the catch. 1st and 10 here from the 35 for the Showboats. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Dresser Win up to 96 yards and a touchdown. Win off play action, looks to throw. Win pressured. Floats one into triple coverage. Nearly intercepted. And it's 2nd down. Showboats very lucky that one falls incomplete. We do have a flag down. There actually is no penalty for potential roughing the passer. Yep, that's a good no call. Win got hit, but he got hit in the chest. So 2nd and 10 here from the 35. Win. Hands off to Deneric Prince. Breaks the tackle. Prince still on his feet. Spinning down to the 30-yard line. Gain of 5 for Deneric Prince. The Showboats did not convert a single 3rd down last week. The worst 3rd down team in the NFL or in the UFL, 30%. 3rd and 5. Win rolls to his right. Win on the run. Win sidearms one downfield. That is called for a 1st down to the 16-yard line. Really nice throw and catch. Nice throw from Dresser Win on the run. Completes it to Kwame Lassiter. What could I've seen from Dresser Win so far? Yep, that's a good catch. Gets his hands under the ball. And a third down conversion there for the Showboats. Into the red zone here at the 16. We'll go to the ground. Prince breaks a tackle in the backfield and got to work to get back to the line of scrimmage. He won't do it. And it's 2nd and 11. The Showboats not great in the red zone. They score about 50% of the time, which is, I think it's at 5th in the UFL. Current drive, 8 plays, 58 yards. 2nd and 11 from the 17. Win in shotgun back to his right. Play clock at 5. They'll just get the snap off. Win pressured. Win breaks a sack. Now dumps one off underneath. That is short and incomplete. Trying to get it to Washington. It's incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 11. So 3rd and 11 from the 17. Win in shotgun back to his right. Win pressured. Win escapes another sack. Win going to try to run for it here. And Dresser Win not going to gain much. He'll gain about 3. And it's going to be well short of a 1st down. So here's Matt Coughlin for a 32-yard field goal, and the kick for Coughlin is right down the middle. The Showboats extend their lead 11-0. They lead the Stallions still in the 1st quarter, 2:02 to go. But what a big game this has been for the Showboats so far. They looked awful so far this season. Had one of the worst performances from any team I've seen so far this season last week. And now they jump out to an early 11-0 lead. But the Showboats have gotten off to a great start so far today. Up 11-0. The offense is playing pretty well. The defense has looked really good. $11 points for the Showboats, already more than they scored last week. And I think they only average about 12 points a game. I'll check their exact average, but I don't think it's very good. The Showboats, yeah, they're scoring 12.5 points a game. They're 11 points more than they had last week. They only had 17 in week 3, 12 in week 2, and 12 in week 1. They've gone off to a really good start on both sides of the ball. Dresser Wynn looks really good in his first ever professional start. He has thrown the ball fairly well. He is excuse me, he's thrown the ball well. He's shown good mobility, escaping some sacks, and extending the play with his legs a little bit. So the Stallions get the ball back. Down 11-0. Stallions have not gotten off to a good start so far. So 2:02 to go in the first quarter. Kickoff here going to be returned by Davion Davis. And Davison returns a good return to the 38-yard line. Also, I wonder why Deion Kane's not returning kicks. He is their usual kick returner, but for some reason it doesn't seem like he's back there returning kicks. It's been Amari Rogers and Davion Davis. So 1st and 10 here for the Stallions, down by 11. A rough start for them so far on both sides of the ball, but specifically offensively, so 0 first downs. Cook is in shotgun, back to his left. Here goes the handoff. Ricky Person up the middle's got lots of space. Person bounces outside. There is 9 yards. Best play of the day by far. For the Stallions. Cook is in shotgun, back to his left. 2nd and short. 3 receivers to the right side. He'll keep this in the ground. Person straight ahead has the Stallions' first down of the day. And he'll gain about 5 to the 48-yard line. And a first down. Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Cookus in shotgun, Person to his right. Handoff, Person left side, and Ricky Person, another solid run. He'll gain about 3. They will have to run another play before the quarter ends, but that'll definitely be the last play. So 2nd and 7 here for the Stallions. Can be the final play of the opening quarter. Cookus in shotgun, back to his right. Cookus to throw, steps up in the pocket. Cookus pressure, ball is out. The Stallions get it back. It's a 5-yard loss. And it's going to be 3rd and 12. For the first play of the second quarter. Stallions very lucky they don't lose possession there. Able to get it back. But at the end of the first quarter, the Showboats playing a really good game so far, up 11-0 in search of their first win of the season. So far, results in the poll, 67% of guys said the Showboats will win, 33% have said the Stallions. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. I took the Stallions in this game. I've got them by a score of 23-10, although definitely not looking so good so far. Stallions offense, they're looking a little bit better, although they have a 3rd and long now, and their defense hasn't been great. Hold on 1 second. Alright, let's take a look at the NFL draft real quick while they're at commercial. Let's see if there's any huge picks. Shador Sanders still has not been picked. Let's see. I'll go for my pick 45. J.T. Tuimoloau out of Ohio State went 45 of the Colts. The Rams took Terrence Ferguson at 46. Tight end from Oregon. 47 was Will Johnson to the Cardinals. Texans took a lineman at 48. Bengals with another defensive player, Demetrius Knight, linebacker from South Carolina at 49. The Seahawks went Miami tight end Elijah Arroyo at 50. Nick Scott went 51 to the Panthers. Titans went a edge rusher from UCLA, who I have no idea to say his name, and I'm not going to try. Benjamin Morrison went 53 to the Buccaneers. Anthony Belton, 54 to the Packers, and the Chargers now on the clock at 55. Alright, so we start the second quarter here. Stallions with the football, although trailing 11-0. Third and 11. Cookus looks to throw. Cookus zips one over the middle that is caught for a first down. Deon Cain gains 14 and moves the sticks. The Stallions convert on third and long, and they keep this drive alive. So first and 10 here from the 35. Cookus and shotgun back to his left. He'll hand off Marable up the middle, and TJ Marable going to gain 4 on the first down run. The Stallions, they've started to run the ball a little bit more effectively here on this drive. Second and 6 from the 31. Cookus look through outside, trying to throw it outside, but is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Trying to find the big tight end Jordan Thomas. But PJ Hall knocks it down, number 92. So third and 6. Cookus looks to throw. Given time, Cookus throws underneath, incomplete. Trying to find Deon Cain, but couldn't. So it's 4th and 6. And let's see, is this going to be a field goal here for the Stallions? If this is, it's going to be a long field goal try, although Harrison Mevis does have a huge leg. It's going to be a 49-yard field goal to try to get the Stallions on the board on 4th and 6. Here is Harrison Mevis from the right hash. Kick from Mevis on the way right down the middle. So the Stallions get on the board. It is 11-3, an 8-point game, as Mevis drills a 49-yarder to get the Stallions on the board. Mevis still not missed yet this season. Got off to a really good start. So we still wait for them to come back from commercial. The Showboat's gonna get the ball back. Showboats lead 11-3. Stallions just get on the board with a 49-yard field goal from Harrison Mevis. Alright, now they're back from commercial. Showboats offense scored on 2 of their 3 drives, a 78-yard touchdown and then a field goal after going 3 and out in their first drive. So the kick is away. It is a shorter kick and it bounced the 20, fielded the 18. And on the return, there is nowhere to go. Return to the 28. So Dresser win and the the Showboats offense back onto the field. Showboats, their first drive, 3 plays, 0 yards, punted. Second drive, 3 plays, 83 yards, touchdown. And their last drive, probably their best overall one. 11 plays, 56 yards, ended in a field goal. So from the 29, win in shotgun. They'll hand off. Prince left side. Prince with space. Generic Prince, first down, gains 12. And a nice run to start this drive for the Showboats. Or sorry, that's Jalen Jackson. For some reason, I can't tell the two apart. From the 41, Win throwing outside, it is incomplete. Little Aster, a little too far towards the sideline. So 2nd and 10 from the 41. Win in shotgun. Off play action. Win. Pump fakes. Now Win pressured. Flag flies, and Win will just throw it away. Probably going to be a hold. We got a hold against the offense. And we got a horse collar tackle against the defense. So it brings up 2nd and 10 as the foul's offset, or stays 2nd and 10. Dresser wins 4 of 10 for 110 yards and a touchdown. So 2nd and 10 from the 41. Win off play action, throwing over the middle that is broken up, nearly intercepted off the deflection. And it brings up 3rd and 10. Little RPO there for the Showboats. Win trying to find Isaiah Henney on a slant. Could be caught, but it's off his hands and incomplete. Showboats 2 of 4 on 3rd down. Win in shotgun, Jackson to his left. Play clock at 2. They have no idea. They're going to get a timeout, and Jim Turner, the interim head coach, calls timeout. So the Showboats get the timeout in to avoid the delay game. It's 3rd and 10. Showboats outgetting the Stallions 151 to 37. Definitely looked like the better team so far. So 3rd and 10 from their own 41. Win steps up in the pocket. Win underneath. That is completed to Lassiter, but he's taken down well short of a 1st down. Gain of about 4 or 5. Needed 10. And the Stallions defense can force a punt. Sorry, I hit my mic. So we got a punt here for the Stallions. Oh, why did it just skip ahead so far? Or a punt for the Showboats, I mean. So it was a 39-yard punt to the Stallions 15 where it bounced out of bounds. And that is where the Stallions will take over. Seeing if they can get points on back-to-back drives. Field goal for their first points last drive. They're down 11-3. Let's see what they can do here on this drive. See if there's any more notable picks in the NFL draft. No, not really. Only 3 picks. Chargers took Trey Harris. They finally went receiver. Bears went offensive lineman at 56, as did the Lions at 57 with Tate Ratledge from Georgia. The Raiders at 58 go TCU wide receiver Jack Besh. So 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Stallions with the ball. Alright, we got some kind of confusion here with where the ball is. Their potential challenge? I'm not sure. But a 1st and 10 here from the 25-yard line. Here for the Stallions. Last drive, 9 plays, 36 yards, resulting in a field goal, their best drive by far. They'll start their 4th drive with a handoff to CJ Marable and fall forward for about 5 yards. So 2nd and 5. Cook is in shotgun back to his left. Here's Marable again, and this time not as much. He'll gain maybe a yard. And very quickly brings up 3rd down here for the Stallions. We got an injured Stallion offensive lineman down the field. I can't tell who that is, but whoever it is, hopefully they're okay. Hopefully he's okay. It's number 70, Simmons, for the Stallions as the injured player. Obviously, hopefully he's okay. So far, result in the poll is 50-50. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. Showboats lead the Stallions 11-3 so far. Obviously, hopefully the injured player is okay. We wait for them to come back from commercial. Hold on 1 second. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Get back to that in 1 second. 3rd and 4 here. Cocos and shotgun back to his left. Cocos with a free rusher in his face. Gets rid of it to Marable, but he's going to step out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. And it brings up 4th down. Thoughts on the draft? Definitely, it's been interesting so far. I'm really surprised Shador Sanders hasn't gone yet. But as far as what the Giants have done, I like what they've done. I like Jackson Dart. I like Abdul Carter. Yeah, I like what they've done so far. Wow, a lot of pressure on the punt there for the Showboats. Don't block it. Stallions got to do it cleanly. It's going to bounce inside the 20. It's going to take a good roll. And it's eventually down at the 15. So a good punt there for the Stallions. And the Showboats take over, still up 11-3. Yeah, I really thought that Sanders would go to the Browns or Saints. I thought he was either going Steelers or Saints. I wasn't so sure the Browns would take him. But, yeah, it's still surprising. He still hasn't gone. And we're nearing the 3rd round. So 1st and 10 here from the 15. Win off play action, throwing back shoulder. Wow, is that caught? Is that a catch? Wait, is that caught or intercepted? It's a catch by the Showboats receiver Adams. Wow. That is an unbelievable catch. They're going to take a look at it, but I think that is a catch. He's got possession in 2 feet. What a catch. I like our picks, but would have preferred an edge over a corner. Edge or a corner over an offensive tackle. Yeah, that definitely makes sense for the Packers. Offensive line is not necessarily their biggest need. I was so surprised they went receiver in round 1. Do you guys really need a quarterback in the 1st round? They didn't need to take a quarterback in the 1st round. But, I mean, if they liked a quarterback, I wanted them to take one. As long as it wasn't Shador Sanders. But, they didn't need to take a quarterback. They didn't really need to take a quarterback at all. Because, I mean, technically they've already got 3 quarterbacks with Russ, Jameis, and Tommy DeVito. But, I mean, it seemed like they wanted to take a quarterback to try to develop somebody, and Jackson Dart was their guy. But I don't think they had to go in round 1. First and 10 here from the 37. It is ruled a catch after the review. Win bobbles the snap. That's a holdover on the left side. And here's a throw to the outside, incomplete. Doesn't look like we got a flag down, although it looks like a clear hold. So 2nd and 10 here, 6:40 to go in the 1st half. Win Hands off. Here is Prince left side. He's dragged down after a pickup of 4. Mike Green finally goes off the board. Potential first round pick. It goes at 59 to the Ravens. I think that is a great pick there. I really like Mike Green. But a 3rd and 6 here for the Showboats. Wynn looks to throw. Wynn with time going to step up in the pocket and try to run for it. Wynn is hit at the markers. Spots could come in about a half a yard short. Marcus Gates with the tackle right at the sticks. I don't know if they ruled this first down or not. They say he did get a first down. Wynn, quick throw to the outside here. Almost intercepted through the hands of the defender. And it's 2nd down. I wanted Mike Green. Yeah, Mike Green, he's a really good player. There's some off-field stuff to cause him to drop, but he's definitely a first-round talent, I think. So, Ravens get an absolute steal there at 59. Yeah, I think a lot of teams could have benefited from Mike Green. Second and 10 here. Wynn not ready for the snap, and may actually got play blown dead. Delay a game for the Showboats. Backs them up 5. 4:38 to go in the first half. So 2nd and 15 from the 42. Wynn, it's a quarterback draw. Wynn is going to get back the 5 penalty yards, but that's about it. He gains 5 on the quarterback run. And it's 3rd and 10. Pick 60, the Broncos go running back with R.J. Harvey to UCF. Thought they might go running back yesterday. They go running back here, number 60. 3rd and 10 here for the Showboats. Wynn in shotgun back to his right. Wynn looks to throw. Throwing outside, that is caught by Anderson, but he's short of a first down. It's going to be a 4th and 3. And decision time here for the Showboats. Looks like they're going to send in the punt unit. I don't really like that one. I think I'd go for this. The offense playing pretty well. Your defense is playing well, so I understand it. But I think I might go for this here. It's 4th and about 2, what they mark it as. From the Stallion 46, I think I'd go for this from the Showboats. But they punt it away. And it is going to bounce to about the 8-yard line. Pretty good punt there. Pins the Stallions back deep. I definitely understand the decision to punt it away there. The defense playing really well. The offense got off to a solid start. Could be playing a little bit better right now, but but I definitely understand the decision to punt. Therefore, the Showboats. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. Alright, now they're back from commercial. Stallions down by 8, 11-3. They've not gotten off to a great start offensively. Stallions backed up pretty deep inside their own territory at their own 7. Cookus and Shotgun back to his left. They'll go to the ground here. Ricky Person up the middle, and he dives ahead for about 5. 2:40 to go in the first half. Second and 5 here for the Stallions. We need the final play before the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Cookus and Shotgun back to his right. Cookus off play action. Throws downfield that is completed for a first down. Jalen Camp, I believe that is, makes the catch. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Showboats up 11-3. We've gotten also a pretty good start in this game. Stallions have really struggled. That was Jalen Camp with the catch, by the way, gain of 10. Showboats over 200 yards. They're at 202. The Stallions are at just 58. Now, 78 of the 202 yards did come on the one play. But still, you're looking at 124 to 58, even if you take out that one big play. But the Showboats offense definitely looking a lot better with Dresser Wynn at quarterback. So we still wait for them to come back from commercial. 2 minutes left in the first half. Stallions still with all 3 timeouts remaining. Showboats have 2. So far, results from the poll is 50-50. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. My pregame prediction was the Stallions 23-10, but clearly that score is not going to be right, at least. So they're back from commercial. Stallions with the ball, all 3 timeouts. Trying to put a drive together here before halftime. Cookus in shotgun back to his left. Cookus off play action, looks to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Cookus is going to run. Case Cookus has a first down. Still going. Case Cookus inside Showboats territory to the 48-yard line before he's dragged down. Big run for Case Cookus. The biggest play of the day for the Stallions by a lot. Cookus uses his legs, a big scramble there. And maybe that can jumpstart the Stallions offense. Cookus, he's a little bit faster than he looks. He doesn't look like the fastest guy, but he can run. Does a good job there. And a big play for the Stallions. Cookus to throw here from the 48. Cookus takes a shot down the sideline that is incomplete. Trying to find Dion Kane in double coverage. And it brings up 2nd and 10. And we got a flag down now. It's going to be a hold against the Stallions. They're going to call it against the Stallions left tackle 73. So backs him up to a 1st and 20 after the penalty. Cookus and shotgun back. Their Marable motions out of the backfield. Cookus throwing underneath. Caught by Amari Rogers to midfield for a gain. No, actually incomplete. They're going to say Rogers dropped it when it hit the ground. So it's 2nd and 20. Minute 26 to go in the first half. Case Cookus has not gone off to his best start today. He's 4 of 10 passing for 28 yards. So from the 42, Cookus off play action, pressured instantly and taken down for another sack. This Showboats defense playing really well. Hall with the sack. He had a pass deflection before. PJ Hall right up the middle. I'm not sure I've ever seen somebody get in the backfield faster. He was in there really quick. It's his first sack of the year. And it's 3rd and a mile here for the Stallions. And the Showboats, you're in a good spot here. If you can get the ball back, they didn't call a timeout after that one. I'd expect a screen or something safe here from the Stallions. Cookus pressured, rolls to his right. Cookus going to tuck it and keep it himself. Cookus crosses midfield, still going. Case Cookus dragged down to the 45. Nice run there for Case Cookus. And it doesn't seem like the Showboats want to do something before halftime. I would have called timeout after the sack and timeout now. That would leave them out of timeouts, but they opt to not call any timeouts. The Stallions going to call a timeout. Skip Holtz is mad at somebody on the sideline. I'm not sure. It's 4th and 6. But let's see what the Stallions do. Looks like Harrison Meva is going to come on for a long field goal. This is going to be a big one. His career long is 61, which he hit not in 2023 against Kansas State. This is going to be a 64-yard field goal. Or actually, 63 yards. So Harrison Mevis, 63 yards to try to make it a 5-point game at the half. This is going to be impressive if he hits this. 63 yards on the left hash. It is drifting. Just missed it. It's short as well. Here comes Isaiah Henney on the return. And Henney down the sideline. Isaiah Henney still going. Isaiah Henney crosses midfield. Still on his feet. Isaiah Henney going to take this all the way for a kick 6 before halftime. Wow. Henney with a huge return takes it all the way for a touchdown, returning the missed field goal. And the Showboats close out a great first half with a kick 6. Wow. What a way to end the half for the Showboats. The field goal for Mevis misses short, and it was going to be a little bit right as well. But Henney takes it all the way. I don't know if that was 109 yards, but it was 100 and something. But Henney with a big return. They're going to say it's 108 yards, 8 yards deep in the end zone. It doesn't look like the Stallions going to challenge a penalty. They thought about it for a second. But what a return. Actually, the Stallions are going to challenge something. Hold on, let's see. No, never mind. No challenge for the Stallions. Wow. A kick 6 to end the half. I'm making a short out of my reaction to that. I definitely want to do that more. Make more shorts from reactions to watching things live. So the Showboat's going to go for 2 here. This is a backwards pass. Try to throw it to the end zone. It's knocked up in the air and intercepted. And it's lateraled backwards. It's now back into the end zone. Flag comes in. Stallions get it back out of the end zone. A lot happening on the final 4 seconds of this half. So let's see. The Showboats were trying to go for a double pass. But the pass got knocked up in the air and intercepted. And then we got a flag down on the return. The interception, which didn't even go anywhere. I'm not sure. Now the officials discussing things. Alright. So after the fumble, there's a person without a face mask. So we got a penalty enforced in the second half kickoff. but a kick 6 for the Showboats before halftime gives them the lead 17-3. This actually ties a season high in points for the Showboats. They did it in a half. What a first half for the Showboats. It's an 108-yard kick 6 for Isaiah Henney, returning the missed 63-yard field goal. Sorry about the barking dog. What a way to end the half. What a half for the Showboats. The Stallions do get the ball to start the second half. 17-3. Wow. What a first half. But I'm going to go take a quick break. As I do halftime for every game I stream, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. Thank you guys for staying with me as I took a quick break. But the Showboats lead the Stallions 17-3 at the half. What a first half for the Showboats. They tie a season high in points in just one half. What a first half for them. I did not think they would look nearly this good. But a great first half for the Showboats, up 17-3. And as far as my updated score prediction goes, let's go. Well, let's go with the Showboats. Why not? They've been the much better team. And let's go Showboats by a score of. Let's see. We'll go Showboats. We'll say like 26. We'll say like 26-17, something like that. But can the Showboats keep this up? That's obviously the big question for the Showboats because we haven't seen them do it consistently this year. I think they can. Their offense has played well with Dresser win. They've looked pretty good. Their defense is playing really well. And that kick six right before halftime really changes things quite a bit. But I mean, they've looked pretty good. I don't know if they can keep up playing quite this good, but I think they can keep it up to an extent. But Dresser Wynn playing pretty well in his first ever professional start. He's 7 of 16 for 145 yards and a touchdown. He had some nice plays. Obviously, the great touchdown throw. He's completing under 50% of his passes, but he's looked pretty good. The offense is playing pretty well. Showboat with 201 yards of offense, which is a lot more than they had last week in the entire game. But Wynn playing well. Showboats running the ball effectively as well. Deneric Prince, 5 carries, 25 yards. Jalen Jackson, 2 for 17. And Wynn, 3 carries for 14 yards. As a team that's 11 carries for 56 yards, 5.1 a carry. And then receiving, D. Anderson, 3 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. He caught the big 78-yard touchdown. Jonathan Adams, 1 catch, 22 yards. Isaiah Washington, 2 catches for 20 yards. Lassiter, 1 for 14. And Henny and Prince both targeted, but did not come up with a catch. Then for the Stallions, Case Cookus did not play very well in the first half. He's 4 of 10 for 28 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Although he did have a big 30-yard run, and he has 2 carries for 51 yards. And then Ricky Person, 5 carries, 21 yards. CJ Marable, 4 for 14. So if you take out the 2 scrambles for the Stallions, you're looking at 9 carries for 35 yards. That's 3.8 a carry. Not terrible, not great. Then receiving for the Stallions, they don't have many stats because they've only completed 4 passes. But Deion Kane, 1 for 15. Jalen Camp, 1 for 10. And CJ Marable, 2 catches for 3 yards. Neither team turned the ball over so far. The Showboats outgetting the Stallions 201 to 101, averaging more yards per play at 7.4 to 4.4. And the Showboats had the ball for longer, 17 minutes 18 seconds compared to 12:42 for the Showboats. But a great first half for Memphis. Obviously, we'll have to see if they can keep it up, but a really good first half. But the second half should start within the next couple of minutes. Be sure to vote in the poll for who you guys think will win. The Stallions do get the ball to start the second half. And they desperately need to do something. Their offense has not played well. 101 yards, but 51 of them have come on 2 scrambles. By Case Cookus. But the second half can start within the next couple minutes. Let me change this real quick. Let's also see what's going on in the NFL draft real quick. I know the Giants took Darius Alexander out of Toledo. I like that. He's a really good player. Giants need help along the interior, the defensive line. Alexander's a good player. Shador Sanders is still not gone. Now into the third round. That's kind of crazy, the way he's fallen. I mean, I definitely think he should have gone by now. But there's got to be something that everyone's missing for why these teams don't want him. But the second half kicks off. The Stallions get the ball. Here is Amari Rogers on the kick return. And Rogers to the 27. And that is where he's taken down. So Case Cookus and the Stallions offense on the field really struggled in the first half. We'll see if the struggles continue or if they can get the offense going. Stallions, 5 drives, 3 of them, they went 3 and out. So 1st and 10 here for the Stallions to start the second half. Stallions with the ball on their own 42. Cook is pressured very quickly, backpedaling, will just throw this at the ground. Ricky Person was in the area to avoid a intentional grounding. But man, the Stallions, they have not looked good at all. So 2nd and 10 from the 42. Cookus in shotgun back to his right. Cookus hands off on the delay to Person. Left side, Ricky Person turns the corner, has a first down, runs somebody over. And Ricky Person gains 13. He just absolutely ran someone over. Or maybe even ran through them. What a run for Ricky Person. So 1st and 10 here for the Stallions after a really nice run on 2nd and 10. From the Showboats 45, Cookus in shotgun back to his left. Cookus looks to throw, steps up in the pocket. Cookus gets rid of it. The ball is out. I don't know if this is a pass or not. They're going to signal incomplete. So it's 2nd and 10. After that one, Case Cookus is just 4 of 12. He has not been good. I mean, he's also been under a lot of pressure. He has definitely not played that well. I also think for this, if you're Skip Holtz and the Stallions, just try to get him some easy completions. Whether it's a screen or a something like that, quick slant, screen, high percentage completion, a few of them in a row. Just get him going a little bit. Here's a quarterback run for Case Cookus. He'll gain 4. Not sure if that was by design or not. But Cookus gains 4. Third and 6. Cookus in shotgun. Empty backfield. Cookus looks to throw against a 4-man rush, throwing outside, call for a first down. Dion Kane makes the catch, gains 8, and the Stallions move the sticks. Much needed conversion for the Stallions. So first and 10 from the 34. Cookus hands off. Marable cuts up the middle, and he'll find maybe a yard, not much. Brings up second and 9. So it's a second and 9. Here for the Stallions. From the 33, empty backfield for Cookus. They spread the field and go 5 wide. Cookus throwing outside, nearly intercepted. Trying to find Jay Sternberger, who's been held without a catch so far, on the out route. But the defender nearly able to undercut it. Almost intercepted it. That could have been another big play in this game. Because all the big plays so far have gone the way of the Showboats. So third and 9 from the 33. Cookus to throw. Cookus sets his feet, launches way downfield. At the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Stallions! Jordan Thomas with a big touchdown. And the Stallions are right back in it. What a play for the Stallions. Boy, did they need that. An absolute dime from Case Cookus. What a throw and catch. The Stallions are right back in it. Wow. What a throw. What a catch. 33 yards. Touchdown Stallions. Thomas beats Steel Chambers downfield. What a play. Stallions going to go for 2 here. Try to cut it to a 6-point game. Cookus to throw. Cookus is going to step up and try to run for it. Case Cookus dives towards the goal line. Didn't get there. Taking down a yard short. And it's going to stay an 8-point Showboats lead. But what a play there for the Stallions. 33 yards to Jordan Thomas. A perfect throw from Case Cookus. And it's a 17-9 Showboats lead. That was a huge play for the Stallions. But it is 17-9. The Stallions with a much needed touchdown. It's their first touchdown of the day. An 8-play, 58-yard drive takes 4:11 off the clock. It's 17-9, a one-score game. And now the Stallions need their defense to get a stop. Obviously, still a lot of time left in this game. 10:49 to go in the third quarter. But that drive over doubles the amount of passing yards Case Cook has had in the first half. What a throw to Jordan Thomas. I believe that's the first touchdown of the year for Jordan Thomas. Yeah, it is. He is a really good target for the Stallions. He's like 6'7", like 270. He's a huge person. Or sorry, he's 6'5", 277. But he is still an absolute monster. He's practically an extra tackle who can run routes, catch, and he can move pretty well for a big guy as well. But that 33-yard touchdown pass for Case Cook is more yards than he had in the entire first half. 40 yards in that drive, 33 yards on the touchdown to Thomas. He had just 28 yards in the first half. The kick is away. Going to be returned here for the Showboats. And great kick coverage by the Stallions, stopping at the 26-yard line. And the Stallions look like a different team here in the second half. Historically, they are a second half team. But wow, it's like the flip of a switch. From the first half to the second half. So 1st and 10 here from the 26. Win in shotgun back to his right. Win pressured, rolls to his right. Win sidearms one downfield, completes it to Jonathan Adams, who's still going. Adams gains 14 to the 40-yard line, although there's a flag down. This play is going to come back. It was a nice play from Win to extend it, but it gets called back to a hold. So 1st and 20, after the penalty, still a 8-point Showboat lead. 10:25 to go in the third quarter. Win swing pass out to... Oh my, he almost just got body slammed. And now we got some pushing and shoving going on after the play. Flags come in. So let's see what these flags are. It was a swing pass for a loss of a yard. We got a personal foul against the Stallions. And we get an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Showboats. So it's after the play, so the down counts, fouls offset, and it's 2nd and 11. So it's 2nd and 23. Win Hands off. Here's Jackson left side. And hooking up the middle. Break a tackle. Jalen Jackson still going. Eventually gets knocked down at the 25-yard line, but a nice run. Why do I always get these running backs confused? That was Deneric Prince. I cannot tell them apart. Prince is 34. What is Jalen Jackson then? Prince is 34. Jackson is 36. Yeah, I'm not going to remember that. So it's 3rd and 12. Third and 12 here for the Showboats from their own 24. Win looks to throw. Going to throw to the outside. Almost intercepted. But it's dropped and it brings up 4th down. But the Stallions defense gets a stop. They're going to get the ball back with 9:07 to go here in the 3rd quarter. What a start to this second half for the Stallions. So we got a punt here for the Showboats as the Stallions defense gets a stop. Amari Rogers back deep. Fields us at the 38. Rogers on the return. Inside Showboats territory. And to the 43. So great field position for the Stallions. And let's see if they can continue to build on the momentum they're gathering right now. Or gaining right now. A great start to the second half for the Stallions. Down 8. Let's see what the Stallions can do here. 8-point game. And they're getting the ball back. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. Stallions getting the ball back. Hold on 1 second. Just seeing if there's anything to do with the NFL draft. Shador Sanders still has not been picked. Now we're down to the 3rd round. Alright, they're back from commercial. Stallions with the ball on the 42. Handoff goes to CJ Marable left side. Makes a man miss. Makes another miss. Breaks the tackle. and Marable gains 2. A lot of that just to gain 2 yards, but I guess the Stallions will take 2 yards anyway they can get it. So 2nd and 7. They gave Marable 3 on first down, actually. Cookus looks to throw. Throwing that is incomplete off the hand of Deon Cain. We got a flag that comes in. Mark Gilbert, actually a former Stallion in coverage. I believe he was with the team last year. Yeah, it's pass interference against Mark Gilbert. Yeah, there's definitely some contact there. I'm not sure if that's significant interference, but I don't hate the call. So 1st and 10 from the 29 after the penalty. Cookus looks to throw, sets his feet, wanted to go deep. Now he stumbles in the pocket and goes down for a sack. Cookus goes down for a loss of 6, and it's 2nd and 16. Looks like he wanted to launch one deep again. See if he can hit another big play. Let's see where he wanted to go. Oh, yeah, it's the exact same thing as the touchdown, except it was Amari Rogers instead of Jordan Thomas. The Showboats ran to Tampa 2. The linebacker had followed Amari Rogers deep into the end zone, and he wanted to go there, but decided not to throw it. 2nd and 16. Cook is throwing outside, caught. Deon Cain makes the catch to the 26-yard line. Saw a 10-yard pickup there for the Stallions. And to bring up 3rd about 6. We're going to spot a 3rd and 7. Cain tonight, 4 targets. He's got 3 of them for 31 yards. So it's a 3rd and 7. Empty backfield for Cookus. A look to throw. Cookus takes a shot down the sideline. Intercepted! Picked off in the end zone by the Showboats. Number 7. I don't know who that is. But it's intercepted. It's Eli Walker with the interception. Oh, Cook has put way too much air under that one. Deon Cain was the target. He was open. He's running a corner route, but Cookus leads him too far downfield, and he puts way too much air on that. Or under that. But a big turnover forced by the Showboats defense. Right when it looked like the Stallions had all the momentum, looked like they potentially be getting right back in this game. It's intercepted, and the Showboats get the ball back. So the Showboats get the ball back after a huge interception. Now the ball is on the 1 yard line because Walker, I guess, wasn't thinking when he when he called it, he ended up going out of bounds at the 1 as opposed to in the end zone. But we wait for them to come back from commercial, and let's see if the Stallions defense can get the ball back for them again. They just got to stop Stallions defense with a great possession the first time. Showboats had the ball in the second half. Let's see if they can do it again. So 1st and 10 here, 6 minutes to go. That is the first turnover of the season for the Showboats. I'm not sure what happened here. They cut to the play late. Flags come in. The Stallions wind up with the ball. It's going to be a false start. It's going to back the ball up even further here for the Showboats. So it's going to put the ball on the half-yard line. The Showboats got to be careful here. If you don't fumble the snap or do something like that, you got to make sure you get it out of the end zone. They're going to come out in the shotgun. Wynn standing about 5 yards deep in the end zone with the back to his right. They're going to hand it off. They will get out of the end zone just barely. They'll gain about half a yard to the 1. Jackson with the carry. I think. Yeah, okay, I got it. Jalen Jackson's 36. I got it now. After confusing Prince and Jackson the entire game, I think I finally figured it out. So 2nd and 10 from the 1. Wynn in shotgun. We'll look to throw here. Wynn gonna take a shot down the sideline. That is caught. Wow, what a throw and catch. A back shoulder fade. What a throw. What a catch. We got a line a little shaken up here for the Showboats. But Kwame Lassiter, what a throw and catch. The back shoulder. That is a really nice play. Lassiter's got 3 catches, 38 yards. That was really nice. Great timing play. Quarterback and receiver on the same page. That was really nice. We'll go to the ground here. Jackson taken down for a 3-yard loss. Not much for the Showboats there. The back shoulder throw was a 17-yard pickup, although it felt like more than that considering how deep they were backed up. Second and 13. Wynn pressured, rolls to his right, throws back across the field. Risky throw, but it's completed to Washington. For again about 7. So 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 4 here for the Showboats. They're 3 of 8 on 3rd down. Wynn pressured, hit as he throws, goes downfield, incomplete. Anderson had the big play touchdown before, had a step there. But Wynn led him a little too far as he got hit. Oh man, Wynn got drilled on that one. But the Showboats forced a punt. The punt is away cleanly. And Amari Rogers from the 18 on the return at a bounce to about the 23. So about 5 yards on the return. Pretty good punt for the Showboats. And let's see what the Stallions can do here. They get the ball back. The offense has been playing pretty well, but hopefully that turnover doesn't hurt the momentum they've been building on offense. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. So a 17-9 Showboats lead over the Stallions. 3:17 to go in the third quarter. So far, results in the poll: 57% of you guys said the Showboats will win. 43% have said the Stallions. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. So they're back from commercial. Stallions with the ball on the 23. They'll start off person on the ground, up the middle for about 3. Second and 7. Cookus and shotgun back to his left. Cookus off play action. Quick throw outside that is caught by Marwin Williams. No, so that's Austin Watkins, although he's now hurt. Hopefully he's okay. Watkins 6'3", 210 from Fort Myers, Florida. Hopefully he's okay. Spent time with the Browns last year in the NFL. So 3rd and 3. Here for the Stallions. Cookus and shotgun back to his right. Cookus, it's a quarterback run here. Oh, up the middle. Cookus first down easily. I like the play call there. Haven't really seen that. We've seen Case Cookus scramble a lot today. But first design quarterback run we've seen. And they're able to move the sticks on 3rd down. So 1st and 10 here from the 38. Cookus and shotgun back to his right. Cookus, delayed handoff, Ricky Person up the middle. And he lowers the shoulder, gains 5. So 2nd and 6. Cookus looks to throw. Has time. Cookus throws downfield. Knocked down. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Marwin Williams. But a great play defensively there. That's the ball down. It's incomplete. Third and 6. 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Stallions just get the play off here. Cookus throws over the middle. Call for a first down. Davion Davis takes a big hit. Stays on his feet. And Davis to the 41-yard line. A nice catch and run there on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And the Stallions move the 6 on 3rd down. But Davis does a nice job staying on his feet, getting an extra 9 yards. And that's going to bring us to the 4th quarter. 17-9 Showboats lead, but the Stallions are driving. They've been a lot better in the 2nd half. Historically, they are a 2nd half team. And let's see if they can come out with another comeback win. So we enter the 4th quarter. We wait for them to come back from commercial. Let's see if the Stallions can put together another comeback win. Showboats up 8, entering the final quarter of play, looking for their first win of the season. Showboats held scoreless in the 3rd quarter. And it is now 17-9, entering the final quarter. Shador's still not gone yet. Yeah, I just saw the Steelers pick Caleb Johnson, too. So that's another time where he's not getting picked. It's crazy that he hasn't been picked yet. I for sure thought he'd be gone by the third round. I mean, even though I'm not the biggest Shador Sanders fan, I think he's much better than this. Like, it's getting kind of crazy now. There's got to be something we don't know. Wonder what drops his stock so much. Yeah, me too. I have no idea. It's crazy how far he's fallen. Prior to the commercial here, the Showboats challenged that there was a delay of game that was missed, but there is no delay of game, and it is the Showboats now lose the timeout and lose their challenge. Cook is to throw here off play action, checks this down to CJ Marable. He just faked it to, and Marable going to gain about 11, maybe 12 yards to the 29. Another first down for the Stallions. It could be good for him, though, humble him, and there is less pressure to be as good as the first-round quarterbacks. Definitely true, although I feel like there's always going to be pressure on Shador Sanders because look where he comes from. But that is definitely a good point. Handoff Marable left side, and you can look for a cutback way and find one for about a gain of 3. Yeah, I mean, it just becomes a question for now, where does Shador Sanders go? Like, I don't know a team who's going to take him. Like, he's going to come with a lot of drama, and you're probably not going to want that as a backup quarterback, or for your backup quarterback. I have no idea where he's going to get taken. 2nd and 7, Cookus takes a shot down the sideline towards the end zone off the hand of Deion Kane and incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 7. At this point, what UFL team would Shador Sanders be the best fit for? I really think any team could use him. He would be one of the best quarterbacks in the league right away. Well, I mean, you take a look at teams who need quarterbacks. I mean, I think really anyone would start him over the current starter, most likely. 3rd and 7, Cook is throwing bad at the line and incomplete. And it brings up 3rd and 7. Yeah, that's true. I mean, from the fans, they always cause so much pressure on first-round picks. And now it's the 3rd round. Fans probably won't mind as much if he's not all that. That is true because you're not spending a insanely good pick on him, more of a mid-round pick. That is definitely true. Harris Mevis with the field goal here. It is good, and that makes it a 5-point game as the Showboats lead the Stallions. The Stallions continuing to climb their way back into this game. Now a 5-point game. Let's just check how much time's left. They went to commercial too soon. Oh, we got 12:43 to go. But yeah, definitely it's not as big of a deal if he is disappointing now, because if the team spends like a third, fourth round pick on him, then it's not as bad as if you spend like a first rounder on him. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying there. I really don't know who's going to take him now. Yeah, I have no idea because there's it's tough. I think maybe the Raiders make a lot of sense. He's wanted to go to the Raiders before. Let me pull up the rest of the draft order. Alright, let's see. What pick are we at now? 85? Maybe somebody like the Rams can take him at 90? If they're still... I don't even know if their pick is still there. But maybe like the Rams can take him, try to develop him. The Saints took Tyler Shuck. They're not going to go quarterback again. The Browns still need a quarterback, although I don't know if they would take him. Yeah, I really have no idea. It's going to be really interesting to see where he ends up. Also, I wonder who's going to take Cam Scatterby. I thought the Bears, but now I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. Scatterby, I mean, he's a good player. A lot of mixed opinions on him. Some people thought he'd go second round. Others view him more as a day 3 pick. Mixed opinions on him. I like him. But it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. But the Bears, they don't need linebacker. Running back's not their biggest need, but I can definitely understand it because Ben Johnson, for some reason, doesn't really like DeAndre Swift. So I can definitely understand that. The kick is away here for the Stallions. And it's going to be returned from about the 7-yard line. On the return, still going. Great return there for the Showboats, the 43-yard line. Great return sets him up with a great starting field position. 12:37 to go. Showboats still up 5. I think the Bears really should have focused on getting a fresher offensive line instead of Loveland. Yeah, I don't love the Loveland pick for the Bears. I definitely think they could have gone other directions. Offensive line, maybe. They did address the offensive line in free agency. But I think they could have gone edge rusher. But I don't hate the Loveland pick. The more I think about it, I like it a little bit more. But I definitely think they could have gone other directions, too. 1st and 10, here's the handoff. Up the middle for about 3 yards. There's Generic Prince with the carry. But yeah, the Bears, they took a lineman in the 2nd round, I believe. But, I mean, Ben Johnson, he does like his tight ends. We saw what he did with Sam Laporta. So I understand it. 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff. Prince right side. Prince makes the cut. Breaks the tackle. Has a 1st down. Gain of 7. And a 1st down. Generic Prince put in a nice game. 9 carries for about 50 yards. So from the 46, Wynn in shotgun back to his right. Wynn hands off. Prince again. Lots of space to the left side. Generic Prince 1st down and more to the 28-yard line. Another nice run for Generic Prince. And the Showboats running the ball really effectively today. Thoughts on the Vikings pick? They took Donovan Jackson, right? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think it's a good pick. Definitely improve the offensive line. I think it might have been a little bit early for Donovan Jackson. I like Malachi Starks there, but Jackson, he's a good player. Can play guard or tackle. He'll play inside for the Vikings, obviously, but I think it's a good player. I think they could have waited a little bit longer to get him, but you never have too many linemen. This time, the run play for the Showboats goes nowhere. Prince loses 3, and it's 2nd and 13. Yeah, overall for Donovan Jackson, I don't think that's like a home run pick or anything, but it's a solid pick. He's a nice player. So 2nd and 13. Every play so far in this drive has been on the ground. Dresser Wynn in shotgun back to his right. Wynn to throw for the first time this drive to the outside that's completed for a gain of about 7. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Isaiah Washington with the catch. Oh, sorry, 3rd and 6. I forgot about the 3-yard loss on first down. So we got a 3rd and 6 here for the Showboats. 9:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Wynn looks to throw. Has time. Wynn underneath. That is caught for a first down. Isaiah Washington gained 7, needed 6. And the Showboats move the sticks. Nice throw and catch. And a first down for the Showboats. Washington, 5 catches, 42 yards. Quite a solid game. The Showboats with the ball inside the red zone on the 18. Wynn on the quarterback run to the outside. Wynn taken down for a loss. Russell with the tackle for a loss for the Stallions. And it's 2nd and long. Stallions did a great job reading that play. So it's a 2nd and 13 from the 21. Current drive for the Showboats, 7 plays, 36 yards. Wynn, pressure, dumps this off to Prince. And Derek Prince with Walker's out in front. Prince with the first down. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. A flag is down, but if it stands, that is a huge touchdown for the Showboats. Although it looks like this one might come back. It is going to come back to hold against the Showboats. It's against Isaiah Washington, who had the big first down catch before. But it's a nice screenplay. But yeah, that is definitely a hold. Wipes the touchdown off the board. But points here for the Showboats, especially a touchdown, can go a long way. 7:48 to go in the fourth quarter. So still time, but a 5-point lead. A touchdown goes a long way, makes a 2-score game. Wynn pressures, steps up in the pocket. Wynn escapes the sack, throws short underneath, caught by Anderson, and D. Anderson is taken down after a gain of about 4. So 3rd and 13. Third and 13, play clock winding down. They'll get the snap off. Wynn, with time, throws over the middle that is caught, well short of a first down. It's going to be a gain of about 6 on the completion to Jonathan Adams. So it's going to be 4th and 6 here for the Showboats. They're going to settle for 3. So it's going to stay a 1-score game. At worst, it's an 8-point game, which it just was before the Stallions made their field goal. So Matt Coughlin, one of one in the day, made a 32-yarder, one of the more reliable kickers in the UFL. Let's see if he can. The Showboats, they had too many guys on the field. So that backs him up 5. Now, if you're the Showboats, you better hope that penalty doesn't affect the field goal. Because if you miss that, now it's backed up 5. But it's a 37-yarder from Coughlin, left hash, and his kick is right down the middle. So the Showboats back up by 8. 20-12. With 6:16 to go. But still plenty of time for the Stallions. But the Showboats, with a good drive there, they can't get in the end zone. They have to settle for 3. They do a nice job. They take 6:27 off the clock. And they've been running the ball really effectively today. The Showboats with, well, only 86 yards. I thought it'd be more. But 86 rushing yards, 4.5 yards a carry. And ran it very well, especially on that drive. Official attendance for today's game for the Stallions, 9,127. Not bad. Hold on one second. When we check the other attendance numbers for the Stallions, we have a 9,100. Let's see. Last year, the Stallions' average was 10,260. And this year, their best. This is only their second home game, which was the first one was over 10,000. So attendance could be better today, but 9,100 still isn't terrible. That's the amount of people who attended the Showboats game in 2 games. Stallions can do it in 1. But still a pretty solid showing from Stallion fans. I am interested to see what the attendance looks, or not the attendance, the TV ratings look like for this game. Friday night games for the UFL have been about 650,000. So wondering if that is impacted at all by the NFL draft. First down play, by the way, for the Stallions. So I was talking about the attendance, TV ratings, gains about 8 on the completion to Deon Kane. So it's an 8-point Showboat lead, 5:40 to go. Cook is in shotgun, back to his left. Cook his hands off. Marable up the middle, first down. Marable gonna get a little push from the offensive line, gain about 3. So 1st and 10 from the 36. Cookus will look to throw. Cookus pressure. It steps up in the pocket, rolls to his right. Cookus is just going to throw this off the hands of his receiver, Marable, and incomplete. So 4:50 to go. Showboats up 20-12. Cookus looks to throw. Floats one downfield that is incomplete. Wanted Marable on a wheel route, but he overthrew him. And now it's 3rd and 10. Big play right here for the Stallions. They're really in the game, not just for one team. Big play for both teams. Stallions are 5 of 12 on 3rd down today. This could be a big one if they can convert. Cookus in shotgun, back to his left. Cookus off play action pressure. It steps up in the pocket. Cookus throws to the outside. Might have been tipped, but it goes sailing out of bounds, and it's incomplete. So 3:50 to go. Remember, the clock also doesn't stop on incompletions in the UFL until we're inside of 2 minutes. It's a rule I'm not the biggest fan of. I wish it was probably 5 or 10 minutes in the 4th quarter. But the Stallions, they've got all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. They're going to punt it away. The punt is away. And it is going to be fielded by Henny at the 17. Isaiah Henny going to cut up the middle, dodge a defender, and then got slammed to the ground at the 26 with 3:12 to go. Good work, man. Keep up the hard work. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I definitely will. But the Showboats get the ball back. The Stallions need their defense to come up big. Stallions still have all 3 timeouts remaining. Showboats in search of their first win of the season. They're sitting at 0-4. Stallions are 3-1. These Showboats have won exactly 1 game in their last 13 games. That is not very good. The Stallions have not lost at home in nearly 2 years. Like 2 full calendar years. But 1st and 10 here, 3:12 to go from their own 26. Win. Hands off here as Prince stripped up the line of scrimmage, maybe got a yard. So 2nd and 9 from the 27. Win in shotgun back to his right. Win hands off, Prince left side, and he's not going to get much again. Stopped at the line of scrimmage pretty much. And after this one, we got a timeout with the Stallions. 2:36 to go. That's their first. Leaves both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. The Stallions still have their challenge if they need to challenge something. The Showboats do not. So 3rd and 8. I think if you're the Showboats, you can throw this because with the clock going to run on incompletions, if it's incomplete, it's not going to stop the clock unless they call a timeout. You got to make sure you don't throw a pick or something like that. But I think I throw this from the Showboats because the clock's going to run either way. And it's either going to run down to the 2-minute warning or you're going to force the Stallions to use a timeout. But let's see what they do. 3rd and 8, 2:36 to go. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Win looks to throw. Win steps up in the pocket, rolls to his right. Dresser Win on the run, looking downfield, throwing across the field that is broken up. Incomplete, looking for Jonathan Adams. Adams wants a flag, but a great defensive play made by the Stallions. Their defense gets the stop they need. And they force a 3 and out. And the Stallions can get the ball back. Let's see here. Adams, the intended receiver, near midfield. There is some early contact. But the Showboats don't have a challenge. The punt here for the Showboats, by the way, Stallions don't call a timeout, they let it run. Amari Rogers in the punt return up the middle of the field. Rogers with a lot of space. Oh, just tripped up. Touchdown saving tackle by Steel Chambers. That saved the game for the Showboats. Amari Rogers is gone if Steel Chambers doesn't make that. Barely make a tackle right there. A shoestring tackle. That's what I'm looking for. I couldn't figure out the word I was trying to say. So, 2 minutes left. By the way, the Showboats did have to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning. There was like a 2-second difference. So that is why they had to run a play, but... Oh, wow. Draft update. The Seahawks go Jalen Milroe. Milroe, another player to go before Shedeur Sanders. And he'll sit behind Sam Darnold. That's interesting. It's still insane that Shedeur Sanders has not been drafted. But Jalen Milroe goes round 3, pick number 92 overall to the Seahawks. He's a really fun player. Got a lot of potential. I'm very interested to see how he can develop. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. The Stallions with the ball, great field position on the Showboat 46. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. And let's see if the Stallions can come back. Showboats up 8, 20-12. They've led the entire game after Dresser Wynn's first touchdown pass in 889 days. His first professional completion went for 78 yards and a touchdown. Alright, so here we go. From the 46, minute 55 to go for Case Cookus and the Stallions. Cookus throwing outside, that is caught by Deion Kane for a gain of 11 and a first down. Now the clock will stop on incompletions now that we're inside of 2 minutes. And the clock will also temporarily stop on first downs until the ball is spotted, just like college. Cookus in shotgun back to his left. Cookus throws the feet of Ricky Person. That'll stop the clock with a minute 37 to go, as it's incomplete. So 2nd and 10, minute 37 to go. Each team still has 2 timeouts. The Stallions' last home loss Came May 13th, 2023. Nearly 2 years ago. Cookus takes a shot. Down the field, incomplete. Davion Davis, the intended target. Cookus overthrew him. And it's 3rd and 10. Case Cookus definitely hasn't played his best game. He's now 12 of 30 for 130 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Third and 10. Cookus looks to throw. Cookus pump fakes. Cookus is going to run forward here. Cookus dives ahead for a first down. Big scramble for Case Cookus. He's hurt the Showboats with his legs today. Another big run for Case Cookus. Clock temporarily stops with 1:23 to go. Now the clock runs 1:20 and counting. Ball on the 24. Empty backfield for Cookus. Cookus looks to throw. Throwing an out route completed to Davion Davis. Gain of 5 stops the clock with 1:10 to go. Now, the Stallions do need the 2-point conversion to tie it. Or they can go for 3 and go for the win. But obviously got to worry about getting the end zone first. And then you can worry about that. So 2nd and 6 from the 20. Cookus looks to throw. Pressure, steps up in the pocket. Cookus throws over the middle. That's going to keep the clock running. He did not get a first down. Gains 5. We're down to a minute. Third and 1 here for the Stallions. Empty backfield for Case Cookus. Cookus, quarterback run, straight up the middle. Cookus inside the 10, still going. He'll slide at the 6. Clock going to temporarily stop with 42 seconds left. I consider a timeout here from the Stallions. You still got time. Maybe I run one more play and then call a timeout. They're not going to use a timeout right here. Clock is now running down to 35 seconds. From the 6, Cookus looks to throw. Cookus zips one back of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Stallions! Marlon Williams makes the catch. The Stallions are a 2-point conversion away from tying this game. What a throw and catch in the back of the end zone. Case Cookus finds Marlon Williams. Was able to stay in bounds. And it's 20-18. A 2-point conversion away from a tie game. They're going to go for 2. They're going to go for the tie. You gotta have it. And prior to this 2-point attempt, Skip Holtz and Stallions can call timeout. I like it. You need to have this play. Make sure you got everybody on the same page. You got a play call you like. Smart timeout there for Skip Holtz. So let's see. Stallions down 2. If they show this touchdown again. Alright, my mic died. I forgot to plug it in before. I knew that was going to happen. Hold on, I got a different mic. Let me go get it. Alright, sorry about that. I don't know how long ago it died. But give me 1 second. I know it probably sounds pretty bad right now. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. I think we're good now. The kickoff here returned for Isaiah Henney. Returned a big kick. Oh, he's got space here. Henney across the 30. Slammed down at the 33. Alright. So we got 18 seconds to go. Right, I get the right mic, right? Yeah, this mic definitely not as good, but it's a good backup one. Yeah, I got the right mic. I just wanted to make sure I selected the right one. Alright, Wynn to throw here, 1st and 10, 15 seconds left. Wynn rolling to his right, sets his feet, throws back across the field. It is caught! Caught by Washington. 9 seconds left. The Showboats going to call a timeout. That's their second. They've got 1 remaining. So now you can line up to throw a Hail Mary, but you've probably got 1 play first. If you can get a quick completion, maybe 2 quick completions, and potentially attempt a long field goal. The Showboats, they've also got a timeout. Whoa, the Browns take Dylan Gabriel in the draft ahead of Shedeur Sanders. That's insane. The Browns got their quarterback. It's not Shedeur Sanders. It's Dylan Gabriel. But 1st and 10 here from the 45. Wynn looks to throw. Wynn throwing outside. That's going to do it. That's going to be very close to field goal range. The Stallions think he was out of bounds. Lassiter makes the catch. Let's see. Did he stay in bounds? Yeah, I think he's in. That was close, but I think he's in. Oh, I just realized I still have the ball on Stallions. It's Showboats ball, my bad. I got too distracted with my mic. But 4 seconds left in the game. And the Showboats going to send on the kicker, Matt Coughlin, to try to give them their first win of the season. It's going to be a long field goal. Remember, we saw a kick 6 at the end of the first half. Go the favor of the Showboats. This is a 57-yarder from Matt Coughlin to give the Showboats their first win of the season. This will tie his career long, which he hit in this stadium last year against the Stallions. The Stallions have a timeout. They don't use it. The kick for Coughlin on the way. No good. Missed it wide right. The Stallions did put somebody back there. He tried to return it, but he stepped out of bounds. The kick also came up a little bit short. So we head to overtime. the first overtime game of the season for the UFL. And I'm not entirely familiar with the overtime rules. But I am going to go run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in literally 2 seconds. Alright. They haven't started overtime. It's a best of 3 shootout style. Win throwing end zone, knocked down. Flag comes in though. Looking for D. Anderson. So now I think the way this works, I'm not exactly positive on the rules, but we got defensive pass interference here. Alright, here, from the official UFL rules. Overtime will consist of alternating attempts to score from the opponent's 5-yard line, with no kicks allowed. It will remain a best-of-3 format until a winner has been determined. So I think this is sort of like college with the 2-point conversion shootout type thing. Alright, so the Showboats try this again. Win looks to throw, pressured. Win steps up in the pocket. Win gonna try to run for it. Win throws back across the field. It is incomplete. And Win looks to be a little shaken up on that one. Or after that one. We got another flag down, and it's roughing the passer this time for the Stallions. So the try... Wait, how is the try good after roughing the passer? Okay, Alva Tazino with a big hit on Dresser Win. Hopefully he's okay. So the try is now good for the Showboats. It's Stallions' ball now. Their turn. Remember, it is best of 3, so if the Stallions don't get it here, it's not over. So the Showboats up 1-0 in overtime. Skip Holtz might be challenging right here. Let's see. So the Stallions are challenging that there's a missed hold. Number 96, Carlos Davis, that is. He was held. By the way, we do add these point totals. So it's 22-20 right now. Wait, I thought Skip Holtz said he wanted 96. 90 got held right there. I don't even see Carlos Davis on the field. Skip Holtz, I think he asked for holding on the wrong guy. So the challenge is going to be no good, and the Stallions lose their challenge because you have to be extremely specific on challenges. You have to say where you want the holding, and Skip Holtz did not specify. Or he said the wrong number. So now the Stallions with their first try here in overtime. From the 5, Cookus in shotgun back to his left. Ball's on the left hash. Cookus steps up in the pocket. Cookus gonna try to run for it. He is taken down short. No good. So the Showboats remain up 1-0 in overtime. And lead this in 22-20. Their first try was good. The Stallions' first try was no good. Yup, Cookus ends up a little short. So the Showboats lead in overtime 1-0. Remember, it's a best-of-3 format. So if the Showboats... Actually, now it's the Stallions' turn offensively, I'm pretty sure. I think it alternates. No, actually it doesn't. Never mind. Sorry, I confused myself. I'm not really too familiar with the overtime rules, so... Sorry about that. So here's the Showboats' second overtime attempt. The Showboats' offense on the field. Stallions' defense really just got to stop here. Because then you put a lot of pressure on the offense having to score their next one. Well, I don't think Shador is getting drafted today. Yeah, I guess not. I mean, is this guy ever going to get drafted? But yeah, I mean, some of these quarterbacks going before him, it's kind of insane. Like, what do we not know? It's got to be something. But it's crazy. This guy was thought to have been a top 10 pick. And now he might be going day 3. So the Showboats to try their second 2-point attempt. Wynn looks to throw. Wynn back of the end zone. Caught, but he was out of bounds. So the try is no good. A big stop for the Stallions. J.J. Wilson made the catch out of bounds. He thought he got in. Let's see. No. He doesn't even get 1 foot in. So the Stallions to try to tie overtime. Tie the game at 22. Tie overtime at 1-1. So from the 5, they center the ball on the field. Cookus to throw. Cookus, end zone too high, incomplete. And now this puts pressure on the defense. The Stallions need their defense to get a stop on this next try for the Showboats. Williams wanted a flag, but it's a good no call. There should not be a flag. So now the Stallions must get a stop to keep this game alive. The Showboats up 22-20 in the game. We had 1-0 in overtime through 2 tries. Stallions defense needs to get a stop. If the Showboats score here, they win their first game of the season. Win looks to throw. Dresser Win throwing end zone. Caught! Good! Showboats win it! The Showboats upset the Stallions 24-20. D. Anderson makes the catch. A huge touchdown catch for him earlier in the game. Anderson with the conversion to seal it. And the Showboats with their first win of the season. They upset the Stallions 24-20. And they get the win in Dresser Win's first professional start. It's the Stallions' first home loss in nearly 2 years. Wow. This ended up being a pretty good game. I did not expect this game to be that good. But we got overtime in the UFL for the first time this season. I don't even know if we saw an overtime game last season. I don't think so. But the Showboats, they found their quarterback. It's Dresser Win. I still think one of the 2 quarterbacks on their roster right now, E.J. Perry, or with the other quarterbacks, E.J. Perry or Troy Williams, were both capable of doing this type of performance if they just gave them the entire game. But Dresser Win in his first start goes 17 of 29 for 235 and a touchdown, and leads the Showboats to their first win of the season. For the Stallions, it was a rough game. Their offense wasn't great. Case Cookus with a 45% completion percentage. They weren't great. Their defense wasn't great. The offense wasn't terrible, but not good enough. The Stallions, the biggest thing, they allowed 6.5 yards per play. That's very uncharacteristic for them. But a comeback for the Stallions ends up falling short. They score 17 of their 20 points in the second half, but it's not enough. They send the game to overtime, but Dresser Win and the Showboats with the win. Win picks up the win for the Showboats. They're now 1-4, and this gets kind of interesting. I know the Stallions did beat the Roughnecks last week, but if the Stallions now they're 3-2, the Showboats are 1-4. I still think playoffs kind of a lost cause for the Showboats, but you take a look at the rest of the standings in the USFL. The Panthers are 3-1. They play the Battlehawks tomorrow. That is not an easy game going to St. Louis. If the Battlehawks beat the Panthers, then the Panthers are 3-2. If the Roughnecks beat the Brahmas, which is very winnable for them, they're 2-3. And right when it looked like the Stallions and Panthers were about to run away with the 2 playoff spots in the USFL, we got an interesting playoff race between a Stallions team that's 2-3 or 3-2, a Panthers team that's potentially 3-2, and a Roughnecks team that could potentially be 2-3. This could be really interesting and a really fun playoff race. And then, if that scenario happens, it also creates more chaos in the XFL. Because you got the Renegades and Defenders playing on Sunday. The winner of that game is 4-1. The loser is 3-2. If the Battlehawks win that game against the Panthers, they're 3-2. And then you're looking at 6 teams, 3 teams in each conference for 2 playoff spots. It could be really fun down the stretch. But these games are definitely starting to get a lot more exciting and more entertaining in the UFL now that the offenses have started to find their stride. But a big win for the Showboats. Their first season, they upset the Stallions. There is now no more winless teams in the UFL, no more undefeated teams, even though obviously the Stallions weren't undefeated. But a big win for the Showboats. Dresser Wynn looks to be their guy at quarterback. Very interesting. What a game, too. First overtime game in the UFL. A great game for Dresser Wynn. Great game for the Showboats overall. Their first win of the season. Showboats upset the Stallions 24-20. But that is going to do it for today's stream, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to put as often as possible. I've got grading the first round, every NFL team's first round pick tomorrow. I'm going to work on that more, and then I'll definitely have that out tomorrow. Not going to be able to get that out today. I wanted it out earlier, but it's going to be out tomorrow. But yeah, I got a lot of content on the way, both NFL draft related as well as UFL related. But that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, or this stream. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to put as often as possible. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you next video.